So I know it's not like a beautiful image of him like standing straight upright, but
he's still cool. You can still see the markings on his back.
he could still vouch for me that I found him. The crazy guy's out there playing frog calls and he thought he was gonna find one. Like, well, he did.
Yep.
I don't think he'll respond, but it's worth a shot. They respond pretty fast. Here we go, guys. Beautiful pickerel frog. I'm finally getting some beautiful scenes here. This is the pickerel frog. You can tell it's a pickerel frog and it's not a northern leopard frog because of how large its spots are. You could also see a little bit of the yellow pigments underneath it on the sides. Leopard frogs don't have that. Pickerel frogs carry a toxin that is like a novocaine, so they are relevant medically. That could actually harm a person or your pets. But pickerel frogs are not to be feared or hated. They have that to ward off predators like raccoons and crows and snakes. Does it work? I mean, it depends on the type of animal that's trying to attack them. Pickerel frogs are one of the most unique species of the natives because they don't actually use their tongue when they're catching prey. For whatever reason, they have evolved to only grab prey, which means they have to be very aggressive and barbaric. They have to use their front legs, and they have to stuff it into their mouth, whatever it is. To my knowledge, the pickerel frog doesn't harm wood frogs or American toads. They seem to breed alongside them out here. We're in a new spot in the western woods, a little north of where we normally have been. You can see this beautiful pickerel frog. He might be getting ready to call, or he might be getting ready to hide. It looks like he's starting to make a little den right there. That's a beautiful specimen. That's a male pickerel frog. He's going to be calling at some point for a mate. I can't believe that they would breed in this because I've historically only seen them calling in large bodies of water. So this is almost like a fish out of water for a pond frog like the pickerel frog to be breeding in a, it's not a vernal pool, but it's an ephemeral stream. So that's pretty cool to see. You don't normally see a pond frog species doing that. It's amazing, these animals, because I thought for my lifetime I always saw like males and females, but for the most part where I'm from, I only see the females for whatever reason. The females are so much bigger than the males, it's ridiculous. For whatever reason, this pickerel frog seemed to be giving off a distress call every time I got close to film him. And little did he know, I love pickerel frogs, and all I wanted to do was tell his story and raise awareness to try and get people to care more about these frogs like I do. Male pickerel frogs are probably actually about maybe the size of a wood frog, a male wood frog. I don't think they're much bigger. And one thing that makes pickerel frogs unique out of all the pond frogs is they actually lay golden eggs. But yeah, the pickerel frog is a species for PA woods and forests that we love and we want to conserve. We want to make sure that we are helping people to understand this species because it is abundant and a lot of people probably do come in contact, but it's also at the same time still very mysterious because it's so cryptic in its coloration. It's so easily able to escape from your sight without you even noticing it. These guys hunt in high grass. They travel long distances if they have to, and they seem to be semi-aquatic, which means they're coming out on land a little bit more than your bullfrogs and northern green frogs. You could find these guys hunting in fields like northern leopard frogs, which is why it's even harder to tell them apart if you're not aware of the differences between the two species. Oh guys, this is beautiful. This is a pickerel frog, and it's a female. They're one of the most misunderstood amphibians. They're one of the most mysterious. They're very hard to find, especially in this area. This is a pickerel frog that's on a mountain, a hillside here, 1,800 feet up. Beautiful, beautiful frog. I am so thankful that I get to see this frog again. I don't know actually where they're breeding at here, but we're gonna take this frog and move it off of the road here because I'm just afraid that it's gonna get hit. I found out that even though this road is closed and it's a dead road, they don't do maintenance on it anymore, people are still using it to get to a local bar. So I wanna make sure that I don't take any chances. Before, you know, if you watch Frog Week 3, last 3 years, I'd say, oh, you know, there's no reason to get them off of the road because XYZ, it's a dead end road, whatever. But there actually is a need. And I really want to make sure that these animals are around and that these animals continue to thrive here. Beautiful, beautiful pickerel frog. I love these animals. They are one of the animals that we focus on conservation for PA Woods and Forests, but we're still trying to get some information. Mainly me, I'm trying to understand their habitat, their habits, more of their diet, and all kinds of other things. I don't think she wants to stick around anymore, so I'm gonna get her off the road. I'll show you how we're gonna do this. Come here, girl. Oh, you're beautiful. Yes, you are. No, not under the car, girl. And I know that she's a, oh, look how I could play catch with her. That's not my intentions though, girl. You can tell that she's a pickerel frog because she has that beautiful yellow coloration underneath her, and leopard frogs don't have that. So what we're trying to do is take her down where the fence is not, because, well, I guess she could cross through the fence. Oh girl, you could slip through that. Go ahead. Look how beautiful she is. See, you saw that yellow coloration for a minute. Isn't this where you're trying to go? She's using me to get warm now. Smart little frog. Oh, isn't it just a handsome frog? You can go ahead and jump over, girl. Yeah, there you go, good girl. Now I know you're gonna be safe. Look how she blends in, guys. Isn't that amazing? What a beautiful frog. I'm sorry, I know I'm geeking out over this pickerel frog, but you gotta realize I've lived here in this area close by all my life, and just the last couple of years am I seeing these specific frogs. I wanna make sure they're around. So, very thankful. Like I said, wanna work on their conservation just like the others, and hopefully we'll see a few more. Best decision I made tonight, rescuing a pickerel frog. I'm very excited now. So Ed, we're back here a year later, and I just wanted to get your reflection on the pond that you have that is creating habitat for the pickerel frogs.
Well, I've been gone for over a year, but I'm exceedingly glad you found, you know, the ones that you do have, and I think, you know, this pond will be here long after I'm gone, as long as there is a need for habitat that, you know, ponds like mine and my wife's here will be able to be used. What we find is a treasure for our kids and our grandkids.
What's your perspective on your pond just keeping up, you know, keeping this habitat like you're explaining for the pickerel frog and for the great tree frog? I mean, I know that you knew both of them were out here, but now that I tell you that they're doing a lot better than what we originally thought, I mean, what is your opinion on that, or how do you feel about knowing that they're succeeding out here?
I'm glad that this pond provides a habitat, and probably the original owners that, you know, built this pond probably never knew that, you know, 50 years ago that they would be helping out with, you know, the habitat for the animals that live here. You know, ones that you see and the ones that you know, don't see. Because I know there are more, you know, prospering in, you know, Cambria County. right here. And hopefully for a long time after I'm gone, and the wife and the kids, they'll be here, you know, reproducing and you know, just having a home for animals.
Thank you for joining us, Ed. I really appreciate your time and your ability to, you know, to keep these habitats open for these animals.
I appreciate you guys you know, coming to look and, you know, finding them for me, or for us, for all of you.
That's going to do it for this one, guys, but don't forget to like and subscribe and share with your friends for more content. And thanks to all of our sponsors and supporters. We appreciate you guys.